Introducing the 3-part options course with Hans Albrecht. Get access for free by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description.
Remember Accenture? All right, so this is not a surprise. We went over this right when D.O.G.E came in. So D.O.G.E came in and said, okay, we're gonna, clean house here and get rid of lots of headcount at the government. Well, Accenture is a huge supplier workers to the government contracts. And you can see what happened. Huge reversal candidate with Booz Allen. My focus was on Accenture. Anyway, the point is gorgeous cradle formation, rejection. It had a little bounce into resistance. There's your 50-week. There's your 100-week. There's your 200-week. Where are we today? 294. Literally level by level by level by level. That's just 5 bars. That's usually where it starts to digest. That's earnings also. Gorgeous dump, but it is very, let's just say, telling because of the D.O.G.E impact. No question about it. And then if I kind of move out into the monthly, this was big, huge bearish engulfing last month. And I gave these levels right down to the 50-week. We've actually overshot it. So even if we come back into like 310, it's a very strong reversal, candle and set of circumstances. So long story short, it would have to get back above 310 to even have a fighting chance to go back into 327. So this is what you got. Did a very, very quick 340 before a dump. Gorgeous short if you stayed with that. Gorgeous short. I'm doing it on a monthly to show you that trend line. Big cradle formation on a weekly is a trend reversal. Needed to break the first trend line. Gave you the monthly supports all the way down to 200. Just overshoot on that trend line. Very gorgeous. The monthly's in, and sure enough, we're below that monthly trend line, and we're starting to get a little bit of a reflexive bounce. It's extremely oversold. Here's your Bollinger Band on the daily. Resistance level 3 is way the heck up here. So the fact that they're monetizing some puts here is not a surprise. Congrats on your Accenture short. Very, very, very well done. And look where it's getting right back inside. Monetizing those puts, they're coming right back inside that monthly. Stunning. Dollar's having a bounce into this kind of 104 area, but big picture, it's set up for lower. Big picture, as it goes lower, that'll kind of help some of the countries that are going to be selling products abroad. And one that came to mind was Boeing. I don't like Boeing typically, but I sized this up recently for this swing bounce. Remember that? I said it has to stay above 137. And it did a nice little bounce, right? And then it came right back down into this monthly. Okay, this is the monthly. So if then, this was a ginormous honking Head and Shoulders, and it had a gap down, wrote a big piece about this way back when, and then it did this collapse. It's a terribly run company. Now we're in trade wars. China used to have their total reliance on Boeing for planes. Anyway, that's gone. So now what? And of course, the astronauts just came home yesterday from that failed space mission. Boeing's hand is everywhere. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. I do not like Boeing. I've said this repeatedly, but it was a good little bounce of the 137. I've got it on a monthly just to kind of show you. And this is kind of hinting again. It is, I will admit. It has to get above all this mosh pit of moving averages. If it could get back above this 197 area, it would have a nice little run here into 260. But for right now, the only reason I mention it is because maybe with the falling dollar, there are going to be some beneficiaries, and Boeing could be one of them. I like that monthly. Tag your it. I like the double nature of when it does hit the monthly, at least back here in 2022. Note, however, we had to have central bank intervention come in. That was key. Same thing here. We had to have central bank intervention come here. We don't have any central bank intervention coming in, and yet it's still bouncing. CEO had some, flowery talk, etc. But all I'm saying is, if then you're asking, the fact that the 200-day has started to flatline, that's also very productive. So it's on my radar as a bullish play for higher, potentially, but more 200, and then let's see.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.